So we have the moon, kind of see it there peeking, or yeah, starting to peek from the trees. There's a palm tree right there. By the end of the meditation, and I'm sure through the meditation, this moon will rise. And by the end, it should be probably somewhere. This cloud will move by and the moon should be somewhere in there. But I missed you all. I was in Dubai with the Moon Omens team. Many of you that join these regularly know that I was gone. So just with the time change and with being with the team, it was difficult to plan a time, so I ended up skipping it. And so this is our first one back. I missed it, by the way. I don't know how many of you guys missed it either, or missed the meditations, but I definitely missed it. Hi, everyone. All right, so I have the music set. We will be... Okay. I'm gonna do a sound check with you all. Let me pull back the music. Where did I put the music? Sorry, give me one moment. So how was everyone's month so far? I know we're only halfway through, but what are some themes for you all right now in your life before we get into the meditation? Okay. Whew. I was wondering where the tab went. Intense. Release. So excited to be back. The lunar eclipse was magical. I agree, Bree. I agree. Volatile. I relate with that. For my own personal walk, I feel like, metaphorically speaking, a movie that I've seen before started playing again in my life. Like I revisited feelings and emotions and almost the exact circumstance I faced a couple times ago around this same time of the year. Not back-to-back years, but there was like a year, like in 20, it's just like there's certain things that just keep repeating. And this year, like just recently, it repeated itself. And so in my own walk, it's volatile because all of those dormant emotions that I thought I've worked through and grown through, they come right back to the surface. And I know there's a reason and purpose for it. So just slowing down and sitting with them, I'm also noticing how much I have grown also, because I'm seeing these emotions and I'm seeing the circumstances I'm in from a different perspective. So I also relate with whoever put release, because it's a lot about releasing and not growing attached to certain, things that are popping up. All right, let's do a sound check. So go ahead and let me know. You can type perfect or louder or quieter. If you need the music on the laptop to be a little louder, So it's a good ratio between the volume of my voice and the volume of the sound on the computer. Let me know. Well, okay. I actually think this is as loud as it's gonna go. Yep, I have volume on max. This audio is just overall a little quiet. But with everything I'm experiencing, I knew it was meant to be that we had this meditation tonight. And I've been looking forward to it, especially like the last 10 minutes leading into it. I was like, man, I'm needing this one tonight. So, looks like the music is perfect. We're gonna get started. For those that are new, what you can expect going into this global live meditation is a space for us to go inward and tap into ourselves and really play around with this energy that is alive here. We're going to be harnessing a moment together, a unique moment in time as a collective, where we're experiencing a total lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. This is present energy that peaked today, and we are all slowing down in our lives to experience this together. It's very special. Everything that we're sharing is themes together. We're all relating in our own way because we are one. This is energy that we're all experiencing. And so this meditation is a place for us to have that place, to tap into that, to receive answers and clarity that come from within ourselves. And so this is a tribe here at Moon Omens, our Moon Omens soul family. And this is what we do. And for those that haven't been on before, these are lightly guided. I always set an intention going into these meditations that whatever is meant to be shared, whatever I'm meant to hear, whatever is meant to be heard by the collective, may it just flow through me naturally and organically. And so if it is a quiet meditation, that just means it's meant to be that way. But if you hear a lot from me, it's also meant to be that way. I hope and intend that this meditation is everything that we all need. May it reach you where you are, and may you open yourself up to what you need to hear and feel and understand during this time. And before we get started, the moon is starting to peek a little bit more through these trees. She is a bright one tonight. And there will be some background noise because this is alive and I am in my front yard. So there's no production on this. This is us all meditating together. As real as it comes. Okay. But during the meditation, I'm going to set the phone down because I'll also be meditating with you all. And at the end, I'll lift the phone up and we can look at the moon while we go over the full moon affirmation. Let's begin with a deep inhale through our nose. And at the top, slowly release. And again, another deep inhale through your nose. One more time. again. May you experience what you need in this meditation. May you allow your breath to fall into a natural rhythm. One that sets the tone for your whole being to be relaxed and calm. So your soul, your true self, your higher self can rise up to the surface like the full moon and illuminate your whole life. Illuminate your perspective so you may become aware of what was before in the shadow, in darkness. I hope you know that you're special. Not that other things aren't special and that you stand out and you're better, but you're special because you hold something unique to you. You have experiences that have been etched in your being. You make decisions that no one else can make because they're not in your shoes. And you are painting on a canvas that is unique to you. Your life is a work of art. Every brilliant stroke of paint, every splatter, every mistake is making up this piece of art that is your life. You're special. you know what it means to shine your light to the fullness of who you are, to express yourself fully. This is what full moons are all about. This is what they remind us and nudge us to realize as they rise up in the night sky every moon cycle. We grow up in a world where we're around people and we want to get along. We want to be accepted, and we learn ways to behave, and we learn which part of ourselves to bring to certain conversations, to certain situations. As this can be healthy in certain scenarios, we're called to be aware of all of who we are, every aspect of ourselves. We're called not to ignore or run away or hide or block certain aspects, certain parts of us, certain pieces of our personality because it may not fit in. It may not be comfortable around certain people, or it may be difficult. But the full moon reminds us that the special person that we are isn't just part of us that's special. It isn't that part that is happy and bubbly and fits in. It's every piece of ourselves. Who we are in our fullness is special. Take the next couple of minutes and slowly begin to bring yourself back. Bring your awareness back to your breathing rhythm. And whenever you're ready, bring your attention to what it is that you're thankful for during this time. What is it that you're thankful for about how you're seeing things, about how you're approaching things in your life? Are you handling situations in a way that is different than you used to? That is showing you that you've grown? Are there relationships in your life and opportunities that you've built? Things that you're just truly happy about? Know that you've taken part in building those things. It's a sign of growth that you're a part of these relationships and these opportunities. And that is worth being thankful for. Take one more deep inhale through your nose. And release. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. And welcome back. Welcome, everyone. Go ahead and, for those that want to continue the meditation, here's the music right here. Root Chakra Healing by Meditative Mind. For those that want to continue this meditation, is relaxing, go ahead and hop off the meditation. Thank you so much for joining and being a part of this community. For those that like to stay on, go ahead and maybe if you're up for it, share what came out of the meditation for you. Maybe a couple words, a word to describe how the meditation was. What did you bring with you from that meditation? And also, yes, so last night was the total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. It's called a full blood moon. But we always at Moon Omens do the meditation on the so it was considered like a little after midnight my time. So it would be considered the 16th that the full moon peaked. So that's why we always do the full moon in the evening on the day it peaks. So yes, it was last night for many of us around the world, but we always host these meditations the night, of the peak. So that's why we're still seeing a beautiful full moon, but it isn't the actual blood full moon. But that energy, we believe, is still present, and that's why I do these meditations and I show the night sky. I saw some questions coming through, so I just wanted to clear that up for those that were questioning. Queen Alpha, yes. That's actually a good sign if you're laughing and crying at the same time. Very good sign. Marianne said, I am grateful for all that has been eclipsed from my life to make room for what is coming. Thank you. I like that a lot. Thank you for sharing. In a couple minutes, I'll lead us through the full moon affirmation for tonight. Thank you all for the kind words. Appreciate it. And so I affirm. I am here, exactly where I am in life, for a reason. There are reasons that I don't even know. There are things that are falling into place that are outside of my awareness. But me being exactly where I am in life is playing a role in things much bigger than me. My light, this love that's in my heart, is bringing so much to situations, to people, to places, and I don't even realize it, but it's happening. I am growing where have been planted, and I am here for a reason much greater than me. I may not always know my role, but being true to myself and shining my light fully is my purpose, is the best that I can bring. And so that's my commitment for these days ahead, to embrace all aspects of myself, to embrace and accept and allow who I truly am to rise up, to be expressed, to be articulated, and to just simply be. I vow to set myself free now and forever. And so may it be. And so it is. Yeah, this moon is still just hanging out behind the trees. But it's kind of cool how this street light right here, it's like kind of shining like a flashlight on where the moon is. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I vow to set myself free. You know, we really are able to make that decision. I mean, we just did make that decision, but for those that haven't maybe done that before, or it's felt weird to say something like that, I vow to set myself free, or I allow myself to be free. We can make that decision. And I invite you to. Yes, Lady Tina. Yell it out. Because we're the ones who hold ourselves back. So when we decide to set ourselves free, it's our own doing each way. We've held ourselves back and we've also let ourselves be free. Both decisions are done by us. But also know sometimes we allow guilt to come from holding ourselves back. And then that just keeps us from being set free. But just know that there was good intentions on why you held yourself back in the past. And this will help set you free. Realizing that you had the best of intentions. You held certain parts of yourselves back because you were trying to keep things together. You're trying to keep peace. You're trying to understand a situation before you really put that part of yourself out. Maybe because of your past, maybe there's trauma, but there's a reason you held yourself back. But when you come to this awareness where you realize, you know what? It's time for me to put that out there. I've learned what I need to learn. I've held myself back for long enough. Now it's time for me to really be free and see what this is all about. That's what the process is. That's what life kind of unfolds for us, is we need both sometimes. I mean, maybe some people have never really, some people haven't held themselves back before. They've always been free. But every story I've ever heard from others, and my own story, is filled with both ups and downs. Usually it starts with a big part of me is suppressed, and then I get out of my own way, and I enter a chapter of being completely free. And then another part of myself gets suppressed. It's like this ongoing process of holding back and then letting go. And I believe over time I'm becoming lighter and lighter, but it's definitely a process for sure. That I still have quite a way to go. Good night for those that are hopping off. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We do these every new moon and full moon. I don't anticipate traveling for a while, so I will be continuing to do these. And I've connected a lot of the times when I hold myself back. It's not always, a negative thing or a bad thing. Usually I do that because I feel lost or I feel uncertain. And so I end up slowing down and waiting for signs and signals from the spirit guides, from my true self, from my intuition. So holding back's not always a bad thing. But when your intuition speaks and you feel that sign, from your guides and from your heart, most importantly, when you feel that, that's when we take that leap of faith and we set ourselves free, because there's a path that we know is for us. And that path can sometimes be uncomfortable. And that's why we may hold ourselves back once we know the direction we need to go. But it's so freeing once we let ourselves breathe life into that path and, that direction we know deeply we need to go in. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful mantra there, Lady Tina. You know what the reward is for setting yourself free? I mean, it's many things. For sure, many, many things. Inner peace being one of them. But it's also awareness. Probably one of the most underrated gifts because it's a spiritual gift. And in our world, the gifts, we're aware of are a lot of material things, but awareness, probably one of the most valuable gifts ever. Because once you become aware of something, it's like irrevocable. It's like experience. And I mean, awareness, is a byproduct of experience. We need the experience to expand our awareness. I'm committed to have this moon rise above these trees before I hop off this live stream. For those wondering why I'm still here, I'm committed for this to happen. I mean, if I stand up right now on top of the chair, I could make it happen, I think, faster. Thanks, Gray. I appreciate that. A baby goat. That's awesome. Yes, I'll just stay. I won't rush the process and stand on this chair. I'm tempted to, just out of the playfulness of it, but I'm pretty relaxed as well sitting here. If you have any conversation topics, questions, ideas, things you want to hear my perspective on, that you think maybe I could bring any value to in any way, go ahead and comment them, and we can just chat a little bit longer before I hop off. I'm guessing this is probably 10 minutes from right here to up here. Maybe more. But however long, that's okay. Oh, my favorite book. What a question. It doesn't take me long, because there's just one book that stands out from every other one, even though I've read some good books, and I'm sure those that have been on enough of these know that my favorite book is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. How do you work on having patience? First, by desiring it. Second, once you desire it, you're you're given a lot of opportunities to lose it. It is true. It is true. Once you desire patience, the universe gives you every opportunity to lose your patience, because then you realize you already have it, and then you start to cultivate it. You start to cultivate it in these situations that you once lost it. Sorry, I had to, there's someone spamming the chat here. Yeah, so Marissa commented on it. Exactly. Universe is like, okay, you handled that one well. Here's another test your patience. Yes, exactly, because it takes that experience to expand your awareness, and it's the same thing with patience. It takes experience to cultivate that patience. And experience, it isn't, see, because like when we play video games, or like sometimes, well, actually, no, I was actually going to use video games to paint the opposite picture, but video games actually help, because the video games I played growing up, you had to go out, and if you wanted to be strong in the game, you wanted to build your strength, you had to go fight monsters. You know, you had to go follow quests, and the quests took you through experiences that would strengthen your character. And I feel like in life, it's a very simpler way. And it starts with a desire in our heart, and that desire puts us on a path, and that path unfolds the experience we need to bring that desire to life. Okay, there was another question up here. I don't want to lose that one because it was a good one. There's a lot of them, I think, so. Okay, Julia, how do I deal with roller coaster, full moon, eclipse energy, please? Well, I'm experiencing it in my own walk, so all I'm doing, I would say, is taking it day by day, trying to do my best to observe, connect the dots, you know, just somehow try to understand. I opened my hands up a couple times today and just kind of offered up, like, just literally, like, offered up all my emotions and feelings up, you know, to, you could say God, to the universe, to whoever you will, you know, that you feel connected to. But for me, sometimes it's just that form of surrendering as well. That helps a lot for me. If I missed your question and you really would like it answered, go ahead and like just copy and paste it back on the bottom of the chat. There was just so many messages, and I missed some. I think a lot here. How would one? Yep, the moon's getting close there. How do you tune into what your intuition or guides are telling you? How does it come through? I would say to you that it's never far away. And I used to think it was sometimes. Because there was a point in my life that I felt it was so close to me. I felt like it was like always, like I was always hearing, you know, that voice. Like my intuition was like my main voice. And then there was a time when I felt like I never heard it. And I felt like I was lost and distanced from this intuition or inner voice. But then over time, I come to realize that because that the voice changed, and like the way it spoke to me was just a little bit differently. Sometimes it speaks to me in silence, but it's always there, is what I'm trying to get to. It's never far away. What feels right is your answer. And that may be confusing to hear, but I will say that if you act on what feels right, and don't overthink it, but if you just act on it and you let the experience unfold, you'll see by what comes your way and the results of it that you made the right decision. There will be wisdom no matter what that comes from it. I would just not get too attached, because sometimes the intuition's just so strong, we assume that's how it's always going to speak to us, and we can feel lost when it's not that way. But it doesn't have to be that way for you to not be lost. You are found and you are where you need to be for a reason, and I would hold on to that mantra, because you'll make the right decision. Go with simplicity and what just feels right in the moment, and you'll find your way. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Dina Hout. You mentioned here, my dad keeps telling me that my current path right now is a quest. I'm so grateful to be embarking on such a fun quest. There's a game that I grew up playing. My uncles got me into it. It was called EverQuest, and I was so addicted to that video game. It was called a MMORPG. It was a mass role playing game with knights and paladins and wizards and all of them, and it was like an open world where you got to play with other people, and it was all about there was quest lines that you would take, and you would choose different paths in the game based on what direction you want to take your character, and then quest lines would unfold to really bring out that the character that you're building. And I'm not bringing up the game to suggest anyone play it, because that's a that's a huge commitment. I haven't played that game since I was in high school, but life is a lot like that, though. It is just we have quest givers in our life. Sometimes people are in our life to be a quest giver. Sometimes we're on a quest and we need certain people in our life, and they're not meant to be there for long, but their influence in our life directs us down a path that we actually are meant to be on for some time. And just looking at life, and I really love your dad's mindset around looking at your life as a quest, because it's such a young and playful and light way to look at life. It's so light and flowy, it's not serious, and I think that's a sign, really. My inner compass points directly down that path of looking at life like a quest. It feels right. I'm hesitant to pick up on a relationship question here. I see it's being copy and pasted a lot, but I'll take a stab at it for you. My partner is a great guy, but I feel overwhelmed by him. I started to distance myself away from him the last couple of days and felt inner peace. Does that mean he's not the one? Well, I know very little about the situation, but I will say that I wouldn't jump to that conclusion right away. I would say maybe you just need some time for yourself. You may just need that calling you had to step away. Maybe you just needing that space for yourself. You could replace him with anybody, and it could still be that same situation where you just need time for yourself. You need to step back. You say you feel overwhelmed by him. It could just be an overwhelmingness that you are feeling. So I wouldn't so much attach those feelings to him right away, out of respect for him and your feelings towards him. When you're in a relationship with someone, you got to be careful about about attaching your own emotions to that individual, because it's not always fair to them. Your emotions have to be separated. They're your emotions, and you need space sometimes from the people around you so you can digest and internalize what you're feeling, and so you can find that inner peace for yourself. But if you attach those emotions to the person, you're going to think getting rid of him is going to solve your own emotional realm, which is never true. Because any person you replace him with, you're going to have those same emotions, and you're going to think, oh, it's them. Oh, it's them. But no, it's really you. You need time for yourself to internalize whatever you're feeling. Something's rising up within you, and it needs attention. So I would just take a step back and give yourself what you need. You're welcome. I figured you really needed an answer. Oh, now the questions are coming in on the romantic side, on the relationship side. I've been married for coming on 7 years, so I have a bit of some awareness, a little bit. Yes, the recording will be saved. I'll stay on for a little bit longer, then I'll hop off because the moon just broke through. Oh, I'm trying to get my finger. Oh, wow. There we go. Yeah, thank you all. The kind messages are very nice. Thank you. I just love this space and being a part of it, being a part of the Moon Omens family and the team here, be able to create this space and tap into it with you all. Yeah, sure. I'll answer let me go back up to the question. How to surrender your heart to romantic love when it feels so overwhelming and scary. I imagine you're asking this as there is somebody in your life that you could see yourself being romantic with. So my answer will probably come from that being the case. There's nothing wrong with taking baby steps. There's nothing wrong with just seeing, what happens. There's nothing wrong with learning, more about yourself and more about the situation and what could possibly be and could come from it. Honestly, what excites me and scares me at the same time is usually the metric I go off of with these type of decisions. You kind of need a little mixture of both, especially when you've closed yourself off from it, or you've taken a step back from it, or you've intentionally took a couple seasons and chapters of your life, away from that romantic side of life and a romantic relationship. It's gonna feel like, you're gonna feel all those emotions going into it. But honestly, that would be a sign, for me personally speaking, if I'm feeling, this little fearful, but also excited, maybe a little giddy and, happy. And part of me is like, just feeling that joy of it. If you're having all of those, that whole spectrum of emotions, that would be kind of a sign to do it, from me personally. But like I started with, and I will emphasize, it's okay to take baby steps. Yeah, Mark, I'm in my Saturn return as well. Julia, good advice, Sean. Are the planetary shifts affecting you lately? They seem to be for many people in my situation. Yeah. Eclipse season, 100%. Mercury retrograde, most definitely. I was mentioning before at the very beginning of the meditation about revisiting. I feel like this is kind of coming from Mercury retrograde, because the theme of this Mercury retrograde was around revisiting. And I don't like on a surface level. Not, it's not necessarily surface, but you could revisit people from the past, or people from the past could revisit you. You could go to places. But for me, it was more or less revisiting situations that could easily pull back past ways of thinking and paradigms. Because when we are growing awareness, we're growing out of one paradigm and we're growing into the next paradigm. And sometimes there are situations that are attached to our emotional cords and our, like different traumas and stuff that can easily yank us back to previous ways of thinking. And so this Mercury retrograde brought about some situations that provoked my emotions and brought me into past paradigms. And it takes slowing down, returning back to like our lightness, because in soda or beer or like one of those drinks where, the cream always comes to the top. The foam, rises. The lighter we are, the easier it is to rise up above these heavy emotions and these heavy paradigms. So that's something I'm learning a lot as these things are revisiting me, is I need to remain light. I need to remain grounded when these emotions are heavy and these things that are yanking at me, yanking on my emotions. Because the lighter I am, the easier it is to remain, to return back to the present moment with where I am now in life. Mark, I like that a lot. You got to learn how to work a retrograde and not let it work you. And I think that ties really well into how I ended what I was saying there about remaining grounded, because the Mercury retrograde could actually help you dig your roots even deeper and become even more grounded. Danya, you're welcome. I'm sending you my best with whatever decision you make and whatever you discover as you take your baby steps. Wherever it is, I'm sure you'll make the most of it and have an awesome experience. Enjoy. Yeah, I would say if you're feeling terribly heavy and feeling like your compass keeps spinning, then maybe you're in maybe you're needing to find those rituals or find those things in your life, or maybe you're kind of weighed down with things that are keeping you away from like grounding rituals. I mean, you're on the meditation, so I imagine you're meditating, which is hopefully relieving for you. But for me personally, when I'm feeling this way, I need to like initiate a period of time to just slowing down, to returning to things that help me feel lighter. That's playing with my kids, guilt-free of like not working or not doing something productive, but just like playing and just relieving pressure from myself to be a certain way or do a certain thing or to maintain a standard. Sometimes just like lifting these pressures we put on ourselves and just like being more childlike, sometimes that can help a lot. And having those rituals or those things in your life that help you tap into that childlike nature can help you during this time, from my experience. Okay, I'll take 2 more questions. I'm having fun with these tonight. If I've missed your question, you can just copy and paste it here. Yeah, Monster Squid's got a good suggestion for you there. Lady Spell, I've heard of it, but I know very little. Julia, I'm sure you'll find your way. You seem like you have the right mindset. Definitely seek and you shall find. Following intuition can lead to many good things, but also loss of structure and scattered feelings. What do you advise? Hmm. Yeah, it's a balance for sure. I feel like once you follow your intuition, it's like it's like the zodiac wheel, right? You have Aries, which is the initiator, the one that is taking that leap of faith and following the its intuition. And I'm not just speaking about individuals. Only Aries does this. Just on an archetype level, Aries as an archetype and energy is initiating. But what follows the initiation, the leap of faith, the intuition? Taurus, which is grounding, bringing structure in. And I would say for you, any advice, I would trust your ability to create processes and structures and routines, things that you enjoy having and that you feel good having. I would trust your ability to create those. And if your heart is leaning you towards taking a leap of faith and listening to your intuition seems like it's going to bring you outside of that structure that you like having, this also comes, I am an Aries rising, so I'm going to lean more towards wanting to take these leaps of faith. But if you're asking for my advice, I would say if my heart is pushing me to take a leap of faith, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to trust my ability to build structures, to build security and safety. Like, you have that in you. If you have it now currently, that means you have the ability to build it again. You've built it in this current chapter that you're in. So if you're relocated, you always bring who you truly are with you. So all like these skills you have are going to go with you. So if you take this leap of faith, you're going to be able to build the structure you need in wherever you go. So hopefully that makes sense. Well, safe travels. Good night to you in America. Good day, Asia. Good morning, Europe. Thank you all. Well, yeah. Back at you. Safe travels to you. Yeah, I just want to go back to the question real quick for Thea. Following intuition can lead to many good things, but also loss of structure and scattered feelings. And I mentioned how you need balance, because if you're just constantly following your intuition, and you could be like what is it called? Like where you're I forgot the term that we use, but it's like you're always kind of like you're always moving around. You're never really like growing where you're planted. But I think my advice more is for if you're in a place of structure now and you're really happy where you are, but there's an itch within you to go in a different direction, and the itch continues to grow. And the only reason that you're not feeding that itch is because you like the security and safety that you have. If you truly feel that you're meant to go in this direction, you need to trust your ability to build that structure and safety and comfort that you currently enjoy. You can build it wherever you go, wherever your intention and heart is calling you to go. In most cases, maybe you're actually meant to start over and build from scratch, because you'll build even better and stronger wherever you your heart's calling you. Lukia had a good question. All right, I'm scrolling up for it. How do you let go and trust divine timing? Okay, this will be the last question, and then I'll hop off, because this moon is free from the trees. How do you let go and trust divine timing? Oh, Rocky's got a good one too. Maybe I'll do that one as well. How do you let go and trust divine timing? I think this comes with awareness and experience. Because what you're doing is you're building trust with the universe, right? You're building trust with the divine. You look at it like a relationship. Let's say like my wife and I, right? How does she let go and trust me, right? Let's say she has a past with previous relationships that makes it hard for her to let go and trust me. What is going to help her let go and trust me? My words, maybe at first, right? At first, but it's always going to come down to experience. It's going to come down to actually having that that time with me, with like the results of my words and my actions aligning, right? So now zooming out and looking at the question of how do I let go and trust divine timing? You are building a relationship with the universe, with God, with the divine, with your intuition, with your heart. And so you get this calling within yourself. It tells you to go down a certain path, to do something, right? You have this itch within you, this desire. And so you go down this path. It plays out, and you start to realize, I was actually meant to go down this path. Like, I'm so glad I went down this path, right? Now your relationship with this divine has grown, right? And it really comes, it comes from a leap of faith. It always is going to come back to having a leap of faith and just looking at it like a relationship that you're building with the divine. If you feel as if you're in a spot where you don't have this trust, in the divine, in this like process that is your life, if you're having trouble really trusting, I think that just means that you're in an experience, you're in maybe a storm, and you just need to see it through. It's hard. It's like once this storm passes and the rainbow appears, there will be a like trust that is built, maybe even subconsciously. Like you just have to see it go by you. when you've experienced enough storms, you just know that it's temporary. Like imagine like a tree, you know? Like these trees, do you think they fear? Do they have any like lack of trust in this process, in this like seasonal, like, you know, this energy, this like the storms that come by and go? Like are they like lacking any trust in this process and these cycles that are playing out on Earth for them? They just experienced so many storms that I think they just embrace them, because a storm shakes the weak twigs from the tree. It actually clears space on the tree from things that are weighing it down, so it can be more light, fluffy, you know, with its fresh leaves and its crisp leaves, and more flowy, right? And so this trust that you're seeking to build with the divine will come as more storms come and go, right? You shouldn't want to build trust with the divine by expecting there to be no storms. Like, I'll trust the divine if there's no storms. No, you trust the divine because the storms come and then they go. They come and then they go. And you are growing. You're gonna see this through the process, that you're growing with every storm that comes and goes. All right, Rocky, to your question now. Do you personally differentiate intuition and wishful thinking? Sometimes I swear it's my intuition, but the universe gives me a big fat nope, try again, and it was just wishful thinking. I will say it does take some time to dial in the intuition, but it's always going to come down to observing as well. I think there's a few tools that you have on your belt, right? And I think you have your heart, which I feel like when I say heart, you know, you have your intuition. You have this like deeper part of you that is trying to steer your life a little bit. And wishful thinking, just to mention right away, wishful thinking in no way is a bad thing. Like, wishful thinking is desire, right? And desire propels you down a path. So if you have wishful thinking, and I'm not sure what that is exactly that the universe is throwing at you to be the big nope, but there's actually like that just replace that big nope with, that's a mountain, right? So you have this wishful thinking, this desire, and as soon as you entertain that desire, you're given a mountain. Now tell me, is that the universe saying nope, or is that universe saying climb me? I'll say that like one more time, because I may be giving you the answer here. If your wishful thinking, if your desire is if the universe is responding to your desire with a mountain, is the universe saying nope to you, or climb me? Because that thought that you're calling wishful thinking is exciting in some way. Like, you're calling it wishful thinking. Whatever that is that you're having on your mind has got to be awesome. And it's going to require, like, if it's not your current reality, like right now in this moment, if it's not your current reality, it's this thing that you're calling a wishful thinking or dream or aspiration, then it's going to require a evolved version of yourself to make that a reality. It's going to take experience and evolution internally with you to create that reality. It may take that mountain. It may take that process of climbing that mountain to evolve you in a way to where you can have that reality of your wishful thinking, of your dream. So if the universe is giving you a mountain right now, when you start entertaining that desire, maybe you're meant to climb it and overcome it and understand it and get to the top and observe from up there. Get to that place that you're seeking. There's a book called The Mountain is the Way, or The Obstacle is the Way. One of the two. And that's just popped up in my mind now as I'm saying this, is like, maybe the mountain is the way for you. Maybe it is that big note, that whatever that is. Maybe you're exactly where you need to be. Yeah, and sometimes it may say not to climb me. That's, I guess that comes back to the dialing in your intuition. But if you keep coming, this is the thing. If you decide not to climb that mountain and you're actually meant to climb it, your path's going to circle right back to the mountain. So there's no need to overthink it. And you're like at this crossroads that's like, it's a once in a lifetime. Like sometimes, yes, there's like these once in a lifetime portal opportunities that open for us, but usually we make it through. But if we like say no, like I'm not gonna climb this mountain, like, and you genuinely feel like it's not meant for you, it probably isn't for that time. And if it is later, your path will circle right back to it. Oh, okay. No. I thought you were mentioning that you actually felt like you shouldn't climb that mountain. I just wanted to give you reassurance that if you truly feel like you shouldn't climb that mountain, and at some point maybe you are meant to, or you truly are meant to, your path will circle right back to it. Trust me. My path has spiraled me right back to certain things because I've tried avoiding them, and I'm just speaking personally. I've tried avoiding certain things, and my path just keeps headbutting certain things because I'm meant to actually I'm meant to climb the mountain. So there's really no avoiding the path that we're meant to go down in life, because we have this ego mind, and then we have our soul, and our soul is here on earth for a reason. It's for this journey, and it's gonna conquer all these fears that we hold in our mind. Rocky, I think you're right. Oh man, that's good. Yeah, Marlene, I've never stayed on this long either. 334 people are on and 334 likes. That was cool. Yeah, thank you all for this experience, for this conversation and hanging out. I appreciate it. Man, that moon is glowing. She's traveling fast. She's booking it. She's she's got places to be. No time wasted with her. That's a woman on a mission if I've ever seen one. That's Enadel climbing the mountain. All right, much love, everyone. Thank you all again. Until next time. Bye, everyone.